Hi, Laura.
Hey there, Tom. What's up?
Not much. I heard you were going to tell me more about that one lady who was trying to date death.
Yeah, we're getting right into it. Yeah, she I think, successfully dated Death.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, I guess.
They, said I love you to each other.
Is that dating though?
well, well, just to be clear, we're talking about the novel we read a few novels ago,
Belladonna.
Belladonna, by
Yeah.
Adeline Grace.
See, I remember that one.
Good job.
It was the boy. The boy did it.
Yes, the boy Percy, he did it and he had such motivation.
He sure
He
did.
sure did. So I want you to keep that in mind as we delve into the murder mystery of the next book,
What's this
that
one? What's this one called?
Foxglove.
Foxglove.
That is, I believe, another poison.
Do you want to know something really interesting
Yeah.
and kind of a weird coincidence?
Uh huh.
The podcast that I listen to from time to time,
Yeah.
not to do podcastception right now, but the one I listen to from time to time is talking about the DuPont family.
Yeah.
And since they're a true crime podcast, they are talking specifically about something called the Foxglove murders.
Uh oh.
Yeah.
well.
Not to put a damper on the mood, but it's related, I
I mean, we're
guess.
about to be talking about some murder.
Yeah, that's true.
Because foxglove is indeed, according to Google AI, a highly toxic plant that can mess up your heart.
Oh, interesting.
So, it is indeed a poison. However, our girl Signa, I don't, I've only read a third of this book so far. We're doing something slightly different this episode, where because it's a murder mystery, and that's just the type of book it is. We're gonna theorize together about the murder mystery. It's gonna be fun.
Okay, we can bounce ideas off each other.
Exactly. Which is why I was like, we got to keep in mind that last book, the murder mystery was so inane, with Percy just being like, I don't know, I wanted attention, and I tried to poison my real mom, and I accidentally poisoned my fake mom, but then I just kept poisoning her, and then I started poisoning my sister for some reason.
Yeah, I think he might have been criminally insane.
Yeah, Percy had issues.
Yeah, he sure did.
Uh huh. Yeah, and last book I kind of brushed over the whole death romance. However, at least in part one, while there is a murder mystery in this book, there's a lot more on the romance side, so I'm afraid we cannot just brush over it.
Okay.
So, do you remember how Fate was introduced to last book as a little teaser for this book?
No.
Okay, well, Fate is our new character.
Okay.
So we have Death
Yeah.
as a character. Now we have Fate as a character.
Are they hot?
Yeah, probably. I mean, Death. We know Death is hot. Fate's probably pretty hot too.
Okay.
Yeah. So, our prologue is narrated by Fate. He weaves tapestries and such. He
Sounds like a typical fate.
yeah, he weaves fate, and he has beef with Death.
Oh, why does he have beef?
We shall find out.
Okay.
So he's kind of just like musing. We're kind of just getting a little introduction to his character, and it kind of is implied that he created Signa. It says, well, I mean, he does like create timelines, I guess, like he creates stories, right? But it said he created a cruel gift for Death, his brother. They're brothers, I guess.
Okay.
A woman with deathly power, but his brother could never have her. So, but he says his tapestry has been altered somehow, and it has like silver threads in it now, and these silver threads are like about the perfect woman, and he's like, whoa, they're silver, the perfect woman. Wait, it's a kind of a vague prologue, just so you know.
Okay.
But
Is it implying that
Fate's
our
gonna go after Signa.
okay.
Yeah.
He made the perfect woman. Perhaps the twist will be that he can never have her.
Well, someone there. Well, we're making a triangle here.
Uh-huh.
He also admires the tapestry of Blythe, who defied him 3 times
Who?
last book. Blythe is Signa's cousin, who Percy was poisoning for kicks and giggles.
Right.
Yeah, she survived, right? And then,
Was she supposed to die according to fate?
yeah,
Whoa.
and then like Signa saved her life 3 times by like giving other people's lives for her.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was wild.
That is wild.
So Fate is annoyed, so he goes to find the girl of the silver threads, Signa.
Hmm.
Ooh. Alright, so here we are, Signa. Her ancestral home is named Foxglove, of course. quick recap, her parents were killed by poison at a party there. So that's why, whatever. She has death powers, remember?
Yeah, she like ate poisons for fun.
Yeah, she
And
can't die. She
yeah.
always heals all her wounds.
Uh-huh.
And she can enter Reaper form where she can walk through walls and stuff.
Reaper form? I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
Well, it's just her form when she's dead.
Oh, okay.
So when she eats her little belladonna berries, she dies, and then before her body heals her, she's in quote Reaper form where she can use Death's powers. All right. So anyway, we pick up at that party, which they teased at the end of last book. They were at a party. I know you don't remember. And a guy has died.
Okay.
A duke. A duke has died.
What time period is this again?
Regency? Picture it's Jane Eyre era.
Oh, okay.
It's they're in England and they're courting each other and there's princes and dukes and they wear fancy dresses and corsets.
Okay.
It's that era.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, this duke is dead, and he was the guy who was about to partner in the Hawthorne business. Do you remember anything about the Hawthorne business?
Yes, the uncle was driving it under out of grief.
Elijah was driving it under because he didn't want to work himself to death anymore, and then the duke agreed to buy into it so he would take over.
Okay.
But anyway, he's dead now.
Yeah.
And the Hawthorns are Signa's cousins, right?
I wonder if the boy did it again.
I mean, we did kill Percy last book.
Yeah, but what if he did it again?
He's dead.
Okay.
Okay, just check. We did murder him.
I mean, clearly death doesn't mean that much. Signa's fine.
Well, yeah, but everyone else is not fine when they die.
Okay.
Signa's the only one. Alright, so Signa sees the Duke's spirit come out of his body, because remember, she can see spirits.
I did not remember that. Carry on.
Here's your reminder. And the Duke's spirit is pissed and doesn't know who did it.
Uh-huh.
And Fate is here, and Death is pissed. He's like, what are you doing here? So then Fate spreads a rumor, or at least he tells someone, and then makes it travel throughout the room, that Elijah and Byron Hawthorne caused the murder. So.
But why would he do that?
To get at Signa and Death. He has all sorts of intriguing motivations. Because apparently Elijah was the one who handed the Duke the drink. Okay?
Okay.
And the quick look at the Duke, they think it was cyanide poisoning. So Blythe and Signa go home alone, since the dad and the uncle, so Elijah and Byron, they were taken in for questioning. And on the way out, Blythe yells at Fate. She's like, what are you accusing my family for?
That's a fair response, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they have good alibis, the police. This is just, not helping the police.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, again, Elijah did hand the Duke his drink, so.
Oh, yeah, because that means so much.
Well, we'll see. So we're alone.
I hand you drinks all the time.
Well, if I died after one of them, there might be a question.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. But, come on.
Alright, so we're alone now. Death confirms to Signa that he and Fate indeed have beef. But Signa's distracted because Death is hot and they don't see each other a lot anymore, so they start making out.
Yep.
And then
As you do.
Yeah. And then the dead Duke comes in, and Signa says she'll help his son figure out the murder, and then Death passes him on, so no vengeful spirit there.
Alright.
However, Signa doesn't, recover from the interaction with Death as usual. She, coughs some blood up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so we have a little chapter with Blythe narrating. She has no idea who Fate is, but she is pissed that he came into her house and accused her father of murder.
Reasonable.
Yeah, this is the party they hosted. Elaine, the maid, comes to see her and tend to her, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And in the mirror, Blythe sees Elaine as, a creepy, shadowy skeleton. But then it quickly goes away, and Blythe is kind of worried that she's having hallucinations.
That's a weird thing to happen.
Yeah, she sees Elaine as, a creepy, scary.
Spooky, scary skeleton.
That's right. Alright, so the next morning, Signa and Blythe are having breakfast. Byron comes back from, the police, but not Elijah. He says that Elijah is being held for the murder of the Duke. So, they're holding Elijah. And Byron's like, I did everything I could, but they think he did it.
Why do they think he did it?
Because he handed them the drink.
Yeah, but like,
And
what?
they also think that the Duke, since the Duke had already bought into the business, so they'd already given Elijah a bunch of money, but maybe Elijah didn't actually want to give up ownership. So,
Okay, so they do have a motive then,
yeah, I mean, a
technically.
slight motive.
Yeah.
Vague. So, but Elijah says he got the drink from a serving tray. So Signa's like, what if the Duke wasn't the intended target? Maybe Elijah was.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we don't really know. Anyway, recall that Signa, she has come of age at 20 years old, and she has inherited Foxglove, her, ancestral home, but she hasn't, like, pushed to move out yet, because she loves the Hawthorns, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So she really wants to solve this. And Byron says Signa and Blythe have to act normal to maintain family reputation. But Fate sends Signa an invitation to a ball next weekend to celebrate some prince. Fate is the prince, of course.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So Fate's like, yeah, come to my ball. It'll be great.
Come check out my ball.
Yeah. Moving on, Signa has a pet hellhound. Signa has a pet hellhound named Gundry from Death. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I don't remember her getting that.
That was like the very end of the last book. He's the one who killed Percy.
Yeah.
Like she set the hellhound on him, and now he's just her pet. So.
Okay. What a good puppy.
Yeah. So anyway, Signa takes some belladonna to go into Reaper mode.
Yep.
So she kills herself real quick. So her, Death, and the dog, they go to Elijah's cell with a piece of paper in the dog's collar to, like, ask about suspects.
Mm.
Because she can't interact with the living while she's in, dead mode.
Yeah, because she'll just kill them if she touches them, right?
Yeah, but she can, like, bring the dog, and the dog has a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So Elijah's in rough shape, but he thinks Byron did not try very hard to help Elijah out. So now we have Byron as a red herring immediately again. Remember Byron was the red herring of the last book? I don't think it's Byron.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that the flashing skeleton might allude to the idea that it's the maid who did
That's
this
true. One thing we notice about Elaine is that she's kind of opened up a bit more since last book. She's a little more cheerful.
one.
So she's acting a little different now.
Yeah, but like, would she try to kill her lover? Her lover is Elijah, right?
No, Elaine is the maid. Elijah is, like, the head of the household.
Yeah, but
I don't think they're lovers, no.
who was the lover with him? Who was the real mom of Percy?
That was Marjorie.
Marjorie?
And she just left last book.
Okay.
Yeah. She left at the end.
See, I remember her being a maid.
She was. They had multiple. She was
Okay.
the governess, actually.
So perhaps this is why I'm confused.
Okay. Different maid.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Signa's feeling all sorts of rage and murdery because Byron, she's like, you're my uncle. Why would you do this to your brother? Yeah, however, they return back. She and Death make out a little bit, whatever.
She
So
coughs up more blood.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Signa returns to life, but she struggles again. She coughs and she feels faint, and Death is really concerned and says Signa should, like, stop crossing the veil. And he also thinks that the sickness is Fate's doing.
I mean, from that prologue, it sure sounds like it. If he, maybe the way that Fate made it so that Death can never have her is that, like, them being together will, like, truly kill her.
Intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
So Death says, let me deal with Fate. Like, try to avoid him. But Sigma's like, haha, I have this invitation.
Mm.
Death says he killed the only woman Fate ever loved.
Mm.
But he doesn't elaborate. Because suddenly Signa can't hear him anymore, which is weird.
Okay.
Alright, so it's been a week. We haven't heard from Death. Byron's in charge of the household, the club. Signa still has, like, the healing, right? Like, she cuts her finger and it heals up immediately. But again, it's just the crossing the veil that's giving her issues.
Or is it making out with Death?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's making out with Death that gives her issues. You
Yeah.
never know. Blythe has become a true crime girly because her dad is accused of murder. So she's looking up a bunch of murders.
Mm-hmm.
And
As
then,
one does.
Yes. And then Fate's party. Byron escorts Signa and Blythe. And Blythe wants to get the prince, the quote-unquote prince who has invited them to this party, who is actually just Fate, to come to her father's defense, because a prince would have a lot of influence.
Yeah.
Alright, so they go to this palace. Fate's palace is super beautiful and gaudy with enough gold to rival Donald Trump's Oval Office. That is the vibe.
All right.
We reconnect with some of our old society friends, like Charlotte. I don't know if you remember her from last book.
Nope.
That's okay. She was our friend.
Okay.
All right, so Blythe is out and about wandering. She's really not into society, but she runs into Fate, and she realizes that that's the prince slash Fate. That's the one who accused Elijah of murder. So she's pissed immediately, but she's also trying to like be polite, but she's not very good at being polite, but she's doing her best.
I can tell that she's not very good at being polite.
Yeah. Fate is like, I didn't invite you. I only invited Signa.
You gave Signa a +1, so...
Yeah. But he also learns that Blythe is the one who like defied Death and him several times, so he's like, maybe I am interested in you.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Signa comes out to fetch Blythe, but Fate and Blythe go to dance. So like,
Okay.
All right. So a tiny bit about the Duke's family. So he has a son and a niece so far that are relevant to this story. So we flirted with the son a little bit last book, the Duke's son Everett. I didn't mention him, but we did flirt with him a tiny bit.
Okay.
And then he also has a niece. And the niece is relevant because right now at this party, Byron is speaking with the Duke's niece, who is not in mourning and very out and about.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so like, what's the niece up? What's she doing? So Signa is freaking out, trying to watch Fate and Byron and Blythe all at once and like keep track of everything that's going on.
Uh-huh.
But eventually she goes to dance with someone, and then Fate just replaces the guy, and now she's dancing with Fate.
Thanks, Fate.
Thanks, Fate. And he agrees to answer her questions as long as they dance, which is kind of gross, but you know what? We're dancing.
Yeah, that is pretty gross.
And Fate can apparently like control human minds, like what they see, remember. He can like stop time. He can just do anything.
Oh, so he can really make people think that the uncle's the murderer.
Yeah. Yeah, he like probably influenced them. And Death can do this too a little bit. He just doesn't flaunt it.
Okay.
Because Death helped smooth over the whole Percy thing last book when they killed Percy.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like, yeah, he ran away. Don't worry about it. So,
And then everyone was like, okay, I'm not going to worry about it.
yeah. So, while we are talking with Fate, he implies that Signa and Fate knew each other in a previous lifetime, as in Signa was his previous lover.
Oh.
And Signa's like,
That's weird, dude.
yeah. Fate says that Signa is not a human nor a reaper and that she is life. So there's Fate, Death, and there's a third character, Life.
And that is Signa,
Fate
apparently.
thinks Signa is Life. And Signa's like, that sounds crazy. I've literally murdered people.
Not only that, but she like keeps dying.
Well, yeah, she doesn't die. Maybe that's the whole point.
Well, she does.
Yeah.
But then she gets better.
She gets better. So Fate is determined to convince her, even though she's like, you're wrong and I love Death. But she agrees to meet for a month if Fate restores her ability to speak with Death. He only restores it during the evenings, because he was the one kind of messing with it.
Of course he was.
Yeah. So.
Talk about a controlling boyfriend.
I know, jeez. I mean, he's just the brother, and he's like obsessed with his brother's girlfriend.
You can't talk to any other boys.
So that night, Signa talks to Death. And Death finishes up the story about Fate and the previous lover.
Life.
That's right. Life is the previous lover. So he tells her that Life is a being like him and Fate with like super worldly powers or whatever.
Yeah.
And Death and Fate have been together for like eternity as brothers, but they only met up with Life like once. And Fate loved her romantically and Death loved her like a sister.
Okay.
So they were like a nice little trio. But however, Life does not live forever. She dies and reincarnates over and over.
Okay.
So when it was her time, she asked Death to take her. But Fate was like, no, don't kill her. And Death is like, no, I won't kill you. But it was her time. So, and Death, he like can't resist the balance of the universe or whatever. So through Death resisting, when she finally died anyway, it created the Black Plague.
Oh.
Yeah, like that's the consequence of Death not doing his job.
Okay.
Yeah. And
that has huge implications.
Yeah, so that's he takes his job seriously.
Yeah.
To not create another Black Plague. And they haven't seen Life since, so it's been like, probably several hundred years since the Black Plague. And they haven't seen her since, even though she's probably reincarnated since then.
Okay. And that's why Fate thinks that Signa is her.
Yeah, because She is supposed to reincarnate.
And that's probably what Fate thinks the silver thread is too.
Yeah, that's why he thinks Signa is life, because of the silver thread.
Yeah.
He said that, like, in the tapestries, he has gold thread, and Death has black thread, and life has silver thread.
Wow.
And Signa's like, there's not enough colors for everyone in the world. Which is a really silly argument.
That is a really silly argument.
How else? I mean, that is interesting, though. If these, like, 3 important beings have 3 colors on the tapestries, what do the other colors mean?
Brown and white, maybe?
For what?
For just regular people?
Yeah.
That's the only colors I can think of that would make silver, black, and gold stand out.
Yeah, true. Maybe, like, green.
Yeah, maybe.
Some green.
That would be a really ugly tapestry, though.
Don't tell Death. Sorry, don't tell Fate. Alright, so Signa is doing a great job as a communicator and doesn't tell him about the deal with Fate.
Mm-hmm.
And that she's going to keep seeing him.
Yeah, reasonable.
Setting up a really great love triangle.
Yeah. You ever, like, communicate with your boyfriend?
Never. So Signa's, like, blushing because she's talking with Death. And Blythe is like, oh my god, are you blushing over Death? But she doesn't say Death, so she names Everett the son of the new Duke. The dead ones. Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
Well, we'll see, because the next day, Fate has sent flowers and a letter saying, give me a chance, babe. And then Everett turns up at the house with even more flowers, except they're also probably from Fate. And Everett invites them to his coronation as Duke, and Signa thinks this is like Fate's first apology, if they're seen being made nice with the Duke. And then like, oh, okay, maybe Elijah didn't murder the Duke, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting thought process.
Interesting thought process. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. So Signa takes some more belladonna and enters Reaper form again. She's willy-nilly with these death berries.
Yep.
So she and Death go into Byron's office to do some investigating, because Byron is our leading suspect right now.
Uh-huh.
And what he's been doing in there is that he's been creating a bunch of notes about Percy's disappearance. Like, he's been searching for him, wondering about foul play. And then, while we're in there, Blythe also comes in to do a similar investigation. Blythe is like, what's my uncle doing? So,
okay.
She does a similar thing. Signa's, like, invisible, so
yeah.
We just watch Blythe do the thing. And she finds a ring box, like Byron's looking for a wife, maybe? And Signa just then is feeling really guilty about killing Blythe's brother. She's not feeling guilty about killing Percy because he was psychotic, but she's feeling guilty about killing someone important to Blythe.
Right.
And then she's like panicking a bunch, and then a bunch of vines grow in and through the room and kind of make a mess of things and kind of freaks Blythe out. So now Signa thinks she is life.
Because a bunch of vines grew?
Yeah, she just grew a bunch of vines. But that kind of sucks because she has literally murdered before.
Yeah.
She's like, how can I be life if I have also murdered people? And then Death is suddenly like kind of cold and confused because, okay, so Signa is maybe the reincarnation of Fate's lover, and now Death is flirting with her. He's like, ugh, I should have known there wasn't someone for me out there. Poor Death.
Death, stop being so edgy.
Yeah.
I know it's difficult for you because you literally are Death, but like, come on.
He is the edgelord. But, I mean, it's just weird because Signa has life's powers, but she doesn't die, which life did.
Mm-hmm.
But so she's like something weird. Maybe she's not quite life.
Something in between.
Yeah. And Death says he will always be by her side and that she should explore life's powers and like see what they can do. And then Signa's feeling conflicted about Fate. That's all I've read so far. Like I said, we've only had a little sprinkling of the murder mystery.
Yeah.
Mostly we've had a love triangle, which was kind of disappointing.
That is disappointing.
So who do you think our leading suspect is? Because I sincerely think Byron is our red herring.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm sticking to the maid thing.
Yeah, Elaine with her creepy face.
Yeah, it's either that or maybe... Well, maybe Elaine is the reincarnation of life, and that's why the creepy face happened.
You know, that could be.
That could be. Though, it is very odd that the Duke's daughter was, like, not at all in grieving.
That's true. So far we have suspicion on the Duke's niece.
Niece.
Yes, the
Not
niece.
daughter. Okay.
And Elaine.
Mm.
I guess we'll have to find out more next time.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, BRB, guys.
Be right back.
Okay, and we're back.
You know, I think since it's all going to be one episode, you don't really have to tell people that we're back, but, you know.
Well, it's going to be a slight transition.
I
Now they
guess.
know that I've read more of the book.
I think they'll know.
Okay, well, I'm about 2/3 through now. And Tom, I regret to inform you, this is a YA drama with a side plot of murder mystery.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
So, anyway.
I wanted more murder mystery.
I know, I'll have to pick a better one next time.
That's okay.
But so far, we do still have a slight mystery, like what is Fate doing and what's up with the life powers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, with the whole life powers and Blythe witnessing it in the study, she's kind of worried she's hallucinating again, because that was part of, like, when she was being poisoned last book. She was hallucinating a lot.
Yeah.
So we're kind of giving Blythe a panic attack.
Great.
And plus she saw, you know, like, Elaine's weird thing. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, Blythe goes for a ride with the new stable hand to Charlotte's house. And she sees Charlotte and Everett together and kissing. So, Everett is the soon-to-be new Duke.
Yeah.
And Charlotte is, you know, just a girl, right?
Yeah.
So she kind of spies that. And she's like, who?
Oh.
But anyway, so Blythe comes to talk to Charlotte, and she asks her about the night Percy disappeared. Because remember, in the study, she saw, like, the notes that Byron was looking into.
Mm-hmm.
And they go over, Charlotte meeting him in the woods, him seeming kind of crazed and half mad. Charlotte met up with Signa, sent her after Percy towards the garden. You know, what happened last book.
Yeah.
And Blythe is like, come on, what do you think? She asks her to speculate. And Charlotte says it's weird that Signa went after Percy, which was like towards the fire, because they had already seen the fire at that point. And then she tells Blythe about Signa's weird past and all the mysterious deaths that surrounded her.
Uh-huh.
And Charlotte also says Everett wants to keep an eye on Signa. Like, apparently he did invite Signa and Blythe to his coronation with good intentions. So, Charlotte casts a little suspicion upon Signa.
Okay.
Which, to be, you know, fair. She did do it.
Yeah.
So.
Also, they're in a completely different murder mystery than the one we're in.
Well, that was the murder mystery from last book, and to be fair, we didn't tell anyone the result of that one.
He ran away. We told them exactly
he ran away.
what
Don't worry
happened.
about it.
He ran away directly to hell.
Yeah. So, next day, Blythe and Signa are discussing murder suspects. So far, we have Byron, Everett, Charlotte. We don't have a lot more good ideas.
Mm.
Then Fate comes to call with more flowers.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Signa can feel death hovering, just like watching them,
Uh-huh.
which is like, oh great, tension. So Fate and Signa go for a picnic. It's kind of sad, honestly. Fate keeps addressing her as if she is life, which makes it just seem like he just misses his wife, and he's really not handling it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a new theory.
Yeah.
What if Blythe is life's reincarnation?
You know, I've been wondering if someone else's life.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Signa does have some of life's powers, but it just seems something different is going on.
Yeah.
So I don't
for
know.
sure.
Well, that night, Death and Signa chat. He is mad that she had, like, bargained with Fate. And he's probably worried that she's going to break up with him for Fate. Again, we got a bunch of melodrama here.
Uh-huh.
But Signa goes to Death and touches him and then dies.
Yeah.
Because if you touch Death, you die. She dies painfully, by the way, because of her whole issue.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But she's like, no, I love you. Right.
Yeah.
And then Death brings her over to Fate's castle.
In Reaper mode.
Yeah, they're in Reaper mode. And so they go to visit Fate's castle, which we were there earlier in the book.
Yeah.
And it's actually a dilapidated castle, and Fate was using, like, illusion magic to make everyone think it was pretty. And Death says the state of the castle is like a reflection of Fate's inner self. So, he's sad right now. So,
you know, I feel like the author could have just, like, shown us that rather than told us that.
well, we're here at the dilapidated castle.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's kind of like show and then explain. Maybe?
I feel like you could have gotten that from, like, a scene looking at Fate and him being dilapidated like his castle.
Yeah. I mean, all his inner pain. Yeah.
You know, not every character has to spout their emotions or the emotions of the people around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Signa agrees to make no more deals with Fate, and then they start making out in Fate's house. Really just wiggling that dagger in him.
Hey, Fate, watch.
Come watch. Yeah.
We've got a chair for you and everything.
Come on.
Ugh.
All right, so it's coronation day. So Everett's coronation into dukehood. Blythe and Signa are there. They chat with Charlotte, and she knows something about the Duke's family. She's like in on it, and that kind of makes sense because she is smooching with Everett. So
Yeah.
we also notice that Signa's hair has some silver strands in it. Interesting. So after the coronation, we're socializing, and Fate is like, "Hey, let's play croquet or croquette."
Croquette.
Yeah, the lawn game with the mallets.
And the balls and the little pins.
Little gates. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Signa and Blythe versus Fate and Everett. And Fate is like, haha, let's make it a bargain. If the girls win, Blythe says that Fate, who she thinks is the prince, will put in a good word for Elijah and Blythe will get to see him. And if the boys win, they get a kiss. Weird.
That is weird.
So they start playing and Death immediately starts cheating, using the wind to help the girls.
Good. Well, whichever girl ends up kissing Death is just gonna die. So like...
Well, no, they kiss Fate. Death's not playing. Death's just cheating.
Oh, okay.
And then Death literally has the wind blow Blythe's mallet into Fate's nuts. I'm
Bro.
Bro, indeed.
I thought you loved him like a brother. That's just...
Yeah, but don't you also, like, kind of hate your brother?
I mean...
It's sibling relationships are like, I love you and I would also kill you.
Yeah, but would you, like, slam their nuts?
Yeah, in front of people, maybe not a good look.
No.
Alright, well, Death cools off, he was just having a bit of fun at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
And then it's basically Blythe and Fate in a very fierce competition, because Signa has, like, never played before.
Mm-hmm.
And Blythe is really cool, she wins it.
Good for her.
Yeah. So, she gets to go see her dad. But meanwhile, Blythe has, like, kind of started panicking between Charlotte's warning about Signa and then seeing shadows help Signa out at the game. She's also seen Signa speaking to shadows. So Blythe is like, hey, Signa, when you enter a room it gets cold. What is going on with you with the shadows and everything?
Whoa, Signa, are you, like, schizophrenic?
No, well, Signa does not lie and is apparently going to tell her.
Oh, okay.
She wants to tell her the truth.
I mean, at this point, Blythe has, like, witnessed enough that she does kind of deserve to know the truth.
And Signa really loves Blythe, like, as a sister. So, like, she wants her to know. However, you'll see this does not go well.
Well, I mean, yeah, if someone tells you, yeah, I'm, like, half deaf.
No, Tom, like, however you're imagining it, it goes worse. Like, Signa's so dumb.
Oh, great.
So, Signa brings Blythe to the stables to have a nice private chat. And then she munches on some belladonna.
Why?
She wants to show, don't tell.
You need to tell.
So Blythe is like, oh my god, you need to vomit that up right now. Right?
Uh,
Blythe is having a normal reaction.
Yeah.
So Signa goes Reaper mode, but then wills herself to remain visible for Blythe. Right? Because normally when she's a Reaper, she's invisible.
Yeah.
Okay. So, coincidentally, there is a dying foal in the stable. Like, one of the horses had a foal. It's not doing well. It's dying.
Yeah.
So, Signa reaps it in front of Blythe to be like, look, I am death. Touch, die. And then Blythe is horrified and like, why did you just kill him? And Signa is, like, ashamed of it. So then she uses life's powers to bring the thing back. So now the foal's alive again.
Uh-huh.
She just Uno reversed card this foal's life. And it's just kind of confused.
I feel like Signa's lost touch with reality.
Signa has lost touch because then the belladonna ends. She's back to life. So she's no longer Reaper mode. And then Blythe accuses her of killing Percy.
Right, which she did.
And she admits this, but also doesn't explain it. And then Blythe kicks her out.
Okay. You need to say, Blythe, he was literally poisoning you.
Yeah, she didn't. And so, like, anything you could have... she just kills a foal in front of her, brings it back to life, and says, I murdered your brother, okay, bye. Signa. Signa, you...
Signa.
Please. So, anyway... Quick aside on the life and the death powers. When Signa uses them, the death powers feel cool and welcoming, while the life powers feel hot and wild and out of control. So she likes using the death powers more. The life powers are kind of scary.
Okay.
So after that, Death tells Signa that her silver hairs are gone, so that's interesting.
That is interesting.
And then Signa and Death are alone, and even though she can't see him because she isn't dead right now, they have intimate relations with gloves on to avoid touching. Yep.
Uh-huh.
You're imagining it correctly.
They're just using hands?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right, good
anyway.
for them.
Death's invisible.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Anyway.
She's just like she's like patting around like someone who has their eyes closed,
Yeah.
looking for something, just like, there it is.
Exactly. All right, so the next morning, Blythe goes to visit the prison, and Signa has apparently left the house. So she and Byron go to visit Elijah. He's still looking very rough, and Blythe is pissed that her dad's being like beat up in prison.
Yeah, reasonable.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Elijah and Byron are beefing about the business and the household, and they're just beefing.
Mm-hmm.
And Elijah's trial is in 1 week. All right, so over to Signa. We're really just having like split narratives now because Signa's over at FOXGLOVE.
All right.
She got kicked out, so she went to her home. So she brought Elaine and Gundry. Elaine the maid.
Yeah. The one who had the spooky face.
The spooky face, indeed. So the estate is gloomy and abandoned, and she immediately sees spirits.
Great.
So Signa wakes up after a night sleeping to a spirit choking her. Yikes.
Uh-huh.
So as she dies, she gets her Reaper powers and uses them to fight back, and then Death comes and is like really angry for his wife.
Yeah.
So the spirit apparently has beef with Signa specifically, so Death forcibly moves her on from life to the next life.
Why? Wait. Who even is the spirit though?
We
Why
don't
do
know.
they have beef?
Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
So Signa's hair has turned silver again. Just
The whole head?
some of it, at least.
Okay.
A noticeable amount.
Yeah.
And she's worried about Elaine. She's like, oh my god, are the spirits harassing Elaine too? They're not, so that's good. But Signa then finds 3 more spirits in a piano room, and they're like playing the piano. And they seem to have been expecting Signa because I guess they knew she was going to inherit, and it's been like about 20 years, so like they're kind of expecting her.
Mm-hmm.
And the spirits think like, this is our home, not her home. We've been living here for the past 20 years since they all died.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember it was like a whole party, everyone died.
Yeah.
Awkward. So Signa has to set them straight. She's like, it will be our home or it will be my home. We can share it, or I will remove you from it. And they're like, okay. But they say there's around 20 spirits living in the house, which is quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
Guess that is what happens when an entire party is murdered by poison in one night.
And they don't know what happened.
Yeah. So they also say they aren't messing with Elaine because she has weird glowing skin and they wouldn't go near her. Something spooky's going on with Elaine. We don't know what.
Uh-huh.
Alright. So Death goes off to warn the other spirits that living there, they will not bother Signa or they will be forcibly removed, right?
Yeah.
And then Signa follows a rogue spirit. But quick recap back to Blythe. She suspects Byron now. Signa also left a note that says, like, Byron is weird.
Okay.
So she hosts a tea party to have some gossip. We have Charlotte, the old Duke's niece, Eliza. I'm giving her a name now, Eliza. And another lady. Blythe forces a conversation about the murder suspects. Eliza does not want to talk about it, interestingly.
Uh-huh.
Also, Eliza, we know she's been flirting with Byron, and she confirms that they are courting.
Okay.
And Blythe even is like, well, if I'm going to call you my auntie soon, I might want to get to know you.
Uh-huh.
Which is hilarious because they're the same age. Anyway.
Right, anyway.
And then Blythe gets an invitation to go in like a hunting party with Eliza the next day because she wants to get closer to them.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to go back to Signa real quick. So Signa has followed this one spirit to the ballroom, and where there's like a bunch of spirits there. Maybe there's like 10 spirits in this room. And she meets some nice ones, including her godmother. So she meets one spirit that's actually happy to see her.
Oh, okay.
However, most of the spirits in this room are stuck in a loop of the night they died. So like
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, they might not even like know they're dead. They're just like replaying conversations or dancing. So yeah, it's kind of sad.
Hey, at least they get to party.
Yeah. But she's like really happy to like find someone who's actually happy to see her, right? Because like most of her life has been her bounced around relatives who like aren't happy to see her.
Yeah.
So yeah, to like see a spirit who's like, yeah.
So far, the only person who's ever been happy to see her is Death.
Yeah, well, yeah, true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Signa explores the house a tiny bit more in like a garden, and she feels like Foxglove could become a nice home for her. Like she's like, I could make a life here and be happy. So that's nice.
The fact that she said that means that this place is probably doomed.
It's definitely not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, we're back to Blythe. She's at the fox hunt.
Right.
Okay. So Fate is here also.
Of course he is.
Uh-huh. And he's only now just learned of Signa's departure. Poor Fate here is trying to woo Signa, and she's just left.
Yeah.
So awkward.
Meanwhile, cut back to her and Death making out in Fate's castle.
Yeah, right. However, Blythe has a new suspicion of Everett because she learns that he and Charlotte had been courting, but his dad forbade him to marry Charlotte. He wouldn't allow it. So
Why
she's
not?
like, ooh, okay, I think Charlotte like isn't like good enough in terms of like the nobility.
She's not high enough social status.
Yeah.
And her family's not rich.
Indeed. So she's like, maybe Everett killed his dad so he could marry Charlotte.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Because they are still dating pretty much. They're just dating in secret.
Mm-hmm.
And then Fate and Blythe are off in the woods and they find a baby fox. Aw. It's like a wee little baby. So they're like, all right, let's leave. Let's get out of here. Let's save it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Fate and Blythe are like, all right, let's ditch. But first, Blythe goes off snooping on Eliza. Because Eliza kind of snooped off to the house kind of weirdly.
Yeah.
And that's all I have for you in the second third of the novel.
Okay. Nothing has happened.
Yeah, pretty much. Unfortunately, this is a YA drama.
More than it is a murder mystery.
Yeah.
All
I feel
right.
like it might just happen like it did last book where they just reveal the murder right at the end of the book and you're like, huh?
You're like, there weren't
You
really
didn't
any
lead
clues
up to this
about this
at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
however, the whole like Fate and Death beefing thing is kind of funny.
Yeah. You think so?
I think it's kind of funny. They're just like immortal beings, but also they're like cheating at croquet.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
So, all right. Until tomorrow, Tom.
Until tomorrow.
We have returned. It is the next day. And boy, do I have some YA drama for you, Tom.
Please tell me they did finish the mystery.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They do
Oh.
solve the mystery.
Oh, that's a relief.
It is it's a slight afterthought.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but let's pick back up with Blythe, who was snooping around the Duke's house.
Okay.
So we learn from a maid that Eliza has been on and off ill since a little bit before the Duke's death. So Eliza's been ill,
Okay.
and Blythe goes to bring Eliza some tea, and she's scared that Eliza might be being poisoned too.
Oh.
But she can't bring herself to taste the tea because PTSD from herself being poisoned.
Yeah.
So Fate arrives because, they were out there together with the baby fox and everything.
Yeah.
And Blythe tells him about her past being poisoned and why she's hesitant to drink the tea. And he's like, would you be willing to taste it if it wasn't in a cup? And she's like, yeah, I guess. And then he
Wait, what?
and then he sips it and mouths it to Blythe. Yeah, they kiss. And Fate, gives her the tea.
That's
Gross.
vile.
Well, it's not poisoned, so that's something.
Yeah, that's something. I guess she just wanted Fate to spit in her mouth.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
So anyway, we bring it to Eliza, who's snoozing. She has some herbs in her hand. And when Blythe touches her, she sees her as a decaying skeleton, like Elaine.
Oh.
Panic. Alright, back to Signa. So she is bringing ads to the town for staffing the manor. The townsfolk are a little bit standoffish because they lost family in the party from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, no one should live there. But they also think the manor is haunted, which, fair it is.
Yeah, it literally is.
Yeah. And then in town, Signa follows a spirit of a little boy who drowned to the pier where his mother is there sitting. And she's really sad. Because,
Yeah.
And she passes on some messages from the little kid. And Mom is at first like, is this a joke? Like, why would you be cruel? But then she believes based on the things that Signa's able to tell her from her son.
Uh-huh.
And then after passing on these messages, the little boy's ready to move on.
Aw,
It's
that's
like
nice.
an overall positive interaction, even though it was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this book has a lot more interactions with spirits than the last one.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of nice, actually.
Yeah, that's kind of exploring how Signa, she likes her death powers,
Hmm.
right? And she really feels at home with them, and she likes helping spirits out.
Yeah.
All right, it is the morning of Elijah's trial.
Oh.
So Blythe is not allowed to go, so instead she goes to visit Fate's castle to beg for help for Elijah.
Yeah.
Because he is a prince, and, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Yeah. And Blythe is like, listen, I know you're looking for a wife. You could marry me. I'm so eligible. Yeah, that's...
Desperate.
Well, yeah, and Fate is like, I'd rather marry Signa.
Fate, please, get over it.
Well...
Oh my god.
Yeah, Fate then compels Blythe to tell him why Signa left. Killed and revived the foal, killed Percy, that, as Blythe understands it.
Uh-huh.
And Blythe realizes Fate believes her because he is like Signa. Like, supernatural. Because she recognized the compelling. She sees that Fate is not followed by shadows, but he's followed by light. So, yeah, and then Fate is surprised that she can apparently see the threads around him.
Yeah.
The threads that he weaves.
So Blythe is life, right? Like,
well, he thinks it's because she has defied fate and death 3 times. Like, she avoided dying 3 times while she was ill, so she can see slightly beyond the veil.
Alright. That seems like a... I don't know about that one.
Well, so Fate tells her who he is, and he tells her about death and that Signa is a reaper because she is with death. But if Signa was with him, she would be more like life, I guess. Fate has basically manipulated Blythe into believing Signa is being manipulated by death. Right.
Well, that's probably what Fate believes.
That's true. As we will learn, Fate is the worst.
Yeah.
You already thought he was the worst? He's the worst.
Great.
Yeah.
He gets worse.
He gets worse. So, Fate tells Blythe that since he knows the stories of humans, he knows what will happen with Elijah. He tells her that he will be, at his trial, he will be sentenced to hang in 2 weeks. He'll be found guilty. But he offers her a deal, and if he secures him Signa's hand in marriage before then, he will spare Elijah's life.
Fate, you're the worst.
Yeah. There's very specifics to this deal, but I'll talk about those a little bit later when they become important.
Okay.
So it's been a few days for Signa. She's worried about Elijah. So she is practicing with life's powers so that she can bring Elijah back if he hangs.
Oh,
great idea.
Clever.
However, it's not going well. She's having a lot of trouble using them. So Death tells Signa news of Elijah's guilty verdict and updates on Blythe's investigation because she was suspecting Everett and Charlotte. He also says that Byron cried at the news. So those are our suspects, still not clear. So Signa summons Fate to help her learn life's powers to her new house.
Okay.
It does not go well. They start arguing because Fate is a controlling tool.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Signa tells him of the plan to bring Elijah back, and Fate says there will be consequences to bringing a human back and stealing from Death.
Okay.
Yeah, even Death is like, you can't do that. Remember the whole Black Plague thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Fate says if she throws a party, she'll learn the answers. Okay, Fate, that's kind of weird.
That's an interesting...
Yeah. So a couple days later, Blythe and Byron receive an invitation to Signa's party in a few days.
All right.
Blythe is pissed because she still kind of hates Signa right now.
Yeah.
And then she asks Fate to accompany her to the party.
Oh.
All right, so we have staffed Foxglove and cleaned it up, and it's the day of the party.
Nice.
It's gonna go down.
Yes, it is.
So Signa warns all the lucid spirits to behave themselves. She asks the godmother spirit, who she thinks killed her parents, but she refuses to answer and says some mysteries are better left unsolved. Foreshadowing about this novel? Maybe. So we still don't know who killed Signa's parents. And Signa is in her parents' room feeling sad, and, about her dead parents.
Yeah.
And guests are arriving. And Death is there, and Signa is comforted, but he's like, there, which is bad, because that means he's there for someone. He's there for Eliza. Eliza's apparently so ill that she's dying.
Uh-oh.
So.
She's been poisoned.
We'll see. Blythe arrives at the party with Fate. He's being icky, of course. She sees Eliza, Everett, and Charlotte enter. Everett and Charlotte are engaged, and Eliza's looking real rough.
Mm.
So we're having a ball now. We're having a party. There's dancing, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And Signa's not having a good time because hosting a party has agitated all of the spirits in the ballroom.
I wonder why.
Yeah, and it's like broken their loops. And now they're like, trying to interact with the living and failing, and it's like kind of becoming a cluster.
They're like, oh, am I dead?
Yeah, well, they're not handling it well.
Yeah.
So Signa starts dancing with Fate and asks for his help to help freeze the living so that she can deal with the spirits.
Okay.
So he's angry, but he gives her 20 minutes.
Oh,
so
how nice of him.
How quaint, how nice, yes. So all the humans are paused.
Yeah.
And she helps some spirits realize that they're dead and move on. So she gets maybe 5 or 6 of them off, and then some are more angry, but she's helped the worst of them move on so that the party is under control again.
Okay.
And this is really when she realizes she loves helping spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a reaper. But then Signa recognizes that Eliza is dying, so we need to go deal with that.
Yeah.
So Blythe follows Eliza out. Well, Signa does too, I guess. They both follow Eliza out. She has exited the party to go outside. She's vomiting into the bushes, and she still has those herbs.
Those herbs.
Yeah, we realize Eliza is pregnant. Yikes.
Those herbs.
Yeah.
Wait.
She just has a vial of herbs that we've noticed.
Have we talked about this before?
Well, we saw her holding them when Blythe saw her sleeping.
Ah.
Yeah, so she has a vial of herbs.
Okay. So
Signa tries to heal her through the painful heat of using life's powers. She does heal her a little bit, so she's not dying. Mm-hmm. So that's good. Yeah, Death warns her you have to heal her before she dies.
Yeah.
So she does heal Eliza, and then she has a little memory of life and fate together in love. So she's starting to have the memories too.
Oh, okay.
So it turns out the Duke knew about her pregnancy, Eliza's pregnancy, the Duke, her uncle, and was trying to marry her off to,
Not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was to someone she didn't want to marry.
Of course.
So she laced a drink with cyanide at the party for that guy. But she says she only did it enough to make him ill and not die. She was like, I thought if he would be ill, then it would show my uncle that, he wasn't appropriate to marry. Because he was a lot older. But instead, her uncle got it. And then her uncle, the Duke, got it instead, and then he died. And she's like, it shouldn't have been enough to kill them.
So I was right. It is her.
It was Eliza.
All right.
So there we go.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep going. So apparently those herbs she has, so they can ease stomach cramps, but if you take too much of them, they can cause the end of a pregnancy.
Oh, okay.
So it seems like maybe she was kind of doing a dose that couldn't quite end a pregnancy, but she was taking more than she was supposed to, and that's basically how she became so ill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently Byron knew about the pregnancy and was searching for the father. Percy.
Oh.
Percy is the dad of Eliza's baby.
Okay.
So Signa starts to feel guilty and says Eliza should tell Everett, her cousin, because he is kind, and if not, then she'll always have a home at FOXGLOVE. So she's like, you'll be okay. Right. So Byron comes out, because again, he does know. He's relieved that Eliza and the child are safe. And then Blythe and Signa are in silent agreement not to turn in Eliza. Because she did cause the murder, but she's carrying their niece or their nephew, their blood relative, so they're like, okay, so we can't turn her in. But Elijah, he's still in prison.
Kind of an impossible choice.
Yeah. So Blythe to Signa presents the deal for Fate's hand in marriage.
Right.
So Blythe says Signa has to take it, because it'll get Signa away from death and it'll save Elijah.
No.
And Signa's like, Death allowed me to save Blythe. Death allowed me to save you. But she doesn't tell her the full truth, of course. But Signa eventually realizes this is the only way to save Elijah. So she's ready to do it. She's ready to marry Fate to save Elijah. All right. So Death goes in and attacks Fate.
Reasonable reaction.
Saying he can't force someone to be with him.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And both Signa and Death would hate him forever.
Yeah.
Which is great idea. Marry someone you hate. or who hates you.
Yeah.
Great idea. So Fate has at least stopped time again so that this party doesn't completely derail. And Signa agrees to it, but tells Fate that she will hate him forever. She bargains for one more night with Death to say goodbye before binding herself to him. Fate is like, ugh, I won't share you. He's so gross. Like, why do you want someone who doesn't want you?
Yeah.
She's not the same life as she was in the previous reincarnation.
Also, like, buddy.
Like, buddy, yeah.
Buddy.
So, yeah, Fate agrees in this to let Signa see and touch Death without dying for this one last night.
Oh, so they can...
Oh, and they do.
Oh, all right.
So Signa thinks to herself that, this binding to Fate will be temporary. She will have her eternity of death with Death. So they go and do it all night long.
Do they get the whole night, like sun rises on them after?
Yeah, they get all night long.
Wow, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what? They've probably been like anticipating this for a while.
Oh, it is like complete YA. This type of scene, like her release shuddered through her. That is the exact language in every single YA novel with sexual encounters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they can't say penis or vagina.
Indeed. So Blythe is feeling bad about this, forcing Signa's hand, because it does seem like Signa actually loves Death, and she heard her say that Death had saved Blythe. Huh.
Interesting.
So Blythe goes up to Fate. Just remember, right now Signa and Death are doing it. And Blythe asks Fate, "Are you sure Death has ill intentions?" "Of course he does." "And you're going to take care of Signa?" "Of course I will."
Right.
So she's like, So then Blythe asks Fate, "Why did Signa kill Percy?" Because she's like, it doesn't make sense that she would kill him, because she did love him. And then Fate doesn't answer, but I guess she realizes the truth.
Yeah, Percy was poisoning you.
Indeed. So now she regrets her decision.
Oh, yeah?
To have Signa marry Fate. So.
Really?
Alright, so that morning, after Signa and Death have spent their night together, Death's like, we could kill Fate. Teehee.
No.
That's
what?
probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, the end of the world, probably.
Yeah, buddy.
But Signa says their love is not bound by time, and Fate will grow tired of her. So, Death doesn't want to give her up, obviously. So we go down, and Blythe apologizes, but Signa says it is okay and that family is worth it. Like, Elijah and Blythe are worth it. And Signa says she killed Percy because Blythe deserves the world. God, guys, just kiss already. Like, get rid of Fate and Death.
Yeah.
Just...
Wait, but aren't they cousins?
They are, but like...
No.
They're so cute. I love them.
Yeah.
They're just best friends. Alright, so Signa goes to seal the deal with Fate, but Blythe stops her. Alright, now we're going to go into a bit of the nitty-gritty details about these deals, because now it becomes important.
Okay.
Because we're looking for loopholes. So, Blythe reveals the deals with Fate. So, for the first deal, there was like a little tapestry that Signa has to like willingly prick her blood on in order to like do the marriage.
That's weird.
It's what they did. So she's like, okay, so if someone willingly spills their blood onto your tapestry, they will become your bride and he will save Elijah. Okay, that was the first bargain.
Okay.
The second bargain is that he will allow Signa and Death to touch each other without Death killing her until she agrees to marry Fate and, spills her blood on the tapestry. However, in the first deal, apparently Fate didn't specify who had to spill their blood to become his bride.
Oh, Blythe,
so
you got
Blythe
this.
does.
Yeah. Good job.
Good
you guys
job,
found
Blythe.
the loophole that was blatantly obvious.
You found a loophole. Good job. So, and funny enough, Fate also made a deal earlier in the book with Signa not to harm Blythe.
Oh, well.
So now he can't even be mad at Blythe.
Well, he can be mad, but
he can be mad, he just can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Fate and Blythe immediately are wed. There's like wedding bands placed onto their fingers.
Oh.
They're like kind of pale and translucent wedding bands.
Neat.
And then Fate has a tantrum and storms off.
Hey, Fate, do you remember when you like made out with and spat in this woman's mouth like a chapter ago?
Yeah, maybe it seems like you guys are made for each other.
Yeah. And how she seemed like kind of into it.
Well, that's the thing. Blythe is fine with the arrangement.
Yeah, I'm sure she is.
She's like, hey, there's no pressure of courting. There's no pretenses between her and Fate.
Yeah.
Like, everyone will think she's a princess.
She doesn't even have to bone him if she doesn't want to. She probably wants to.
Yeah, well, And then Blythe is like, Death, you better take care of Signa. Very cute.
Mm.
And because of the second deal with Fate, Signa and Death can still touch and see each other and everything.
Yeah.
They could be fully happy. Yay!
That's good for them.
Yeah. And now here it gets kind of weird because Signa realizes anytime she was able to use life's powers, Blythe was nearby. Signa also notices that Blythe's hand doesn't have the wound on it from when she cut herself to bleed on the tapestry.
Oh, would you look at that? Blythe is life
So
the
I
whole
guess-
time.
Well, Blythe is life, even though Signa had the memories of life,
Yeah.
but I guess she only saw them when Blythe was nearby.
Yeah.
I don't think that makes a lot of sense.
No.
Like, she could only use life's powers if Blythe was nearby.
Yeah, I'm gonna level with you. Not a lot in this book makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Death then says we shouldn't tell Blythe and Fate. Let them figure it out next book. In their own time.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out. I even double-checked the third book in this series does focus on Blythe and Fate.
Okay.
It'll probably be them figuring it out.
Yeah.
I don't really want to read it.
That's fair. I don't really want to listen to them being YA
Yeah.
and put the murder mystery like on the side and just outright tell you.
Like the C plot.
Yeah.
Just tell you who did it.
Just like they did this book. Just
Mhm.
like they did last book.
Yeah. Alright, so the epilogue. Everett and Charlotte get married.
Okay.
Blythe is regaining life's memories.
Oh.
So she is, starting to get flashes.
Mm.
Probably relevant next book.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird that Blythe now can, like, heal, but she was being poisoned to death in the first book.
She just hadn't come into her powers.
Yeah, she just hadn't grown into her powers yet, apparently.
Yeah.
So Byron and Eliza get married, and they claim it happened months ago, but kept it quiet due to the drama of Elijah and everything and the Duke's death.
Yeah.
So they're just claiming that the baby is Byron's. And, miraculously, the Duke's death was deemed natural causes, so Elijah is released.
Okay.
While we're having this conversation with Byron and Eliza, Signa and Blythe realize that Byron was actually the one to kill the Duke. They tell
What?
you in the epilogue, Eliza didn't mix up the drink and accidentally overdose it.
Wh-
Byron did it to protect Eliza and Percy's son, because he loved Percy so much that he wanted Percy's son to be raised well.
wh-
Yeah, they just tell you in the epilogue who did it.
wh- wh-
But they're like, oh, well, guess we can't do anything about that. We already chose to protect Eliza. I guess we have to protect Byron, too.
wh-
Yep.
wh-
Yep.
I.
No thoughts. No response. Just,
Uh-huh.
uh-huh. So it was kind of Eliza, but what is it really? It was Byron.
It was Byron. Oh, because Eliza didn't put enough in. That's
Yeah,
right.
she didn't, again, her intent wasn't to kill the guy.
So in reality, it was both of them because she put in the initial dose and then he made it stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, Eliza's not innocent, but it was definitely Byron who finished the murder.
Who was the this guy is gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Again, they kind of just hand-wave the murder mystery. Devastating.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so anyway, Fate materializes and toasts Everett and Charlotte, and then announces his engagement to Blythe.
Engagement.
Well.
You guys are married already.
Well, whatever. This is the first Elijah is hearing of this, so he's pissed that his daughter and this guy are getting married without him knowing.
Hey, guess what? He's a prince. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well.
Quote-unquote prince.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the book.
All right.
Certainly a very, a lot happened in that epilogue.
Yeah. Also, I hate to say it, but the only hint that you get as to Byron being the murderer is like right at the end when you find out that he knows that Eliza is pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting because...
After she's already confessed, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, because Byron was our initial red herring, right? When Elijah was like, Byron's being weird about it.
Yeah. And then
This book got us, because last book he was the red herring. So this book we thought he was the red herring, then he actually did it.
You can't be the red herring twice in a row.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But, like, really.
Wow, this, you know what? I bet you anything this author was like, haha, what a clever twist.
And, because, like, then they think they find what he's working on, which is looking for Percy, for Eliza's baby's father.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Come on, Byron. He's being kind of weird too. He's like, hee hee, I get to raise Percy's son.
Yeah, that's weird, dude.
Yeah.
Do you think he was maybe a little gay for Percy?
Oh, God, his nephew?
Oh, yeah, you know what? That's a good point. I forgot they were related.
Yeah, this book was alright. It had its fun moments, but Fate is just so terrible
Yeah,
because he thinks he's right,
all the time.
but he's so like there's literally times where Cigna's like, "You are forcing me to do something I don't want to do.
Yeah,
If you loved me, you wouldn't, like you claim, you wouldn't be making me do things I don't want to do."
yeah,
And it's like weird to assume that a reincarnated person is going to be the exact same in every single lifetime.
yeah.
Because that's not how that works,
It really
theoretically,
isn't.
depending on the mythology, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah, bummer.
I rate this book uh 2.5 out of 5.
Oh, I gave it 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
I did like how it expanded the world with
Yeah.
like fate and everything.
I like how they included more spirit stuff and like
Mm.
actually let Signa develop as like a reaper.
Yeah, it's so nice because now Signa can just be with death and like help spirits
But
along.
but the A plot terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
fate. Come on.
Ugh.
All right. Until next time, then.
Until next time, I hope you all enjoyed listening to us ramble about these crazy kids.
These crazy YA kids.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.